How did I end up tackling my ex-boyfriend during the bouquet toss at my best friend's wedding? I walked into the reception venue, and the first person I saw was my ex-boyfriend Zach, who I dated for 3 years before he completely destroyed my heart. He was sitting at my assigned table chatting it up with another couple. My legs stopped working, and I just stood there in the doorway like an idiot while other guests pushed past me. This was supposed to be the best night ever. Caitlin was my best friend since middle school, and I'd been helping her plan this wedding for over a year. I showed up early in my ugly purple bridesmaid dress, ready to celebrate her and dance until my feet fell off. But Zach was sitting right there at table 7, and I wanted to walk directly into traffic. We broke up 8 months ago after I found out he'd been paying girls on a website that is only for fans to send him spicy photos and videos the entire last year of our relationship. The breakup was so bad that I threw his PS5 into a pool at a party, and then we screamed at each other in the driveway for 20 minutes while everyone watched. We hadn't spoken since that night. I couldn't let him see me. I turned around and speed walked straight to the bathroom. My heart was pounding so hard I could hear it over the reception music. I locked myself in a stall and tried to breathe normally. This was so much worse than I thought it would be. I still had his stupid hoodie in my closet at home that I couldn't bring myself to throw away. I'd been stalking his Instagram every single night for the past 2 months. I had an entire speech memorized about what I'd say if I ever ran into him again, and now my mind was completely blank. The bathroom door opened and I heard heels clicking on the tile. "Are you in here?" Caitlin's voice echoed off the walls. I held my breath and pulled my feet up onto the toilet seat. "I know you're hiding. Please come out." I stayed completely silent until I heard her sigh and leave. My phone buzzed with a text from my friend Alexis. "Where are you?" "Zach keeps looking around. Pretty sure he's looking for you." I typed back, "I'm not sitting at that table. I can't." She responded immediately. "He's been asking everyone if they've seen you. Seems really nervous." That made everything worse because now I was thinking about whether he was nervous good or nervous bad and why I even cared. Another text came through. "Also, he came alone. No date." I shoved my phone in my purse and forced myself to leave the bathroom. I spotted Zach standing up and scanning the room, so I ducked behind the photo booth in the corner. The photographer gave me a weird look, but I smiled like everything was normal. I stayed crouched there for 5 minutes until my calves started cramping. When I peeked around the corner, Zach was sitting back down. I made a run for the exit that led to the outdoor patio and nearly knocked over an older woman carrying champagne. The patio was empty except for a couple of groomsmen smoking near the railing. I walked to the far corner and pretended to be on my phone. Through the window, I could see everyone sitting down for dinner, and Caitlin kept glancing at the empty seat next to Zach. I spent the next 20 minutes pacing the patio while my phone kept buzzing. Alexis again. "Dinner's almost over. You have to come back for the toasts. You're a bridesmaid." Then another text. "He just asked me where you are." What do I say? I groaned out loud and typed back, "Tell him I'm sick," but I knew I couldn't hide outside forever. Caitlin would be devastated if I missed her first dance and the cake cutting. I took a deep breath and headed back inside right as the DJ announced it was time for the bouquet toss. All the single women were being herded toward the middle of the dance floor, and I tried to slip past them toward the back exit, but Alexis grabbed my arm and dragged me into the crowd. "You have to do this. It's tradition, and Caitlin will notice if you're not up here." Caitlin turned around with the bouquet held high and started counting down. 3, 2, 1. She launched it backward into the air and it flew in slow motion. The flowers arced directly toward my face and pure instinct took over. I jumped up with my hands out to catch it, even though the logical part of my brain was screaming at me to let it go. My fingers touched the ribbon wrapped around the stems, and then someone slammed into me from the side. We collided midair and went down hard onto the dance floor. The entire reception gasped and then went silent. I opened my eyes and Zach was lying on top of me with his face about 3 inches from mine. His friends had pushed him into the crowd as a joke. The bouquet had landed directly between us with petals scattered across both our chests. We just stared at each other while everyone watched and nobody moved or said a word. Then his mouth twitched and I felt this insane bubble of laughter rising in my chest that I couldn't control. We both started laughing at the exact same time. That kind of uncontrollable wheezing laughter that made my stomach hurt and tears streamed down my face. It was the first real moment we'd had since the breakup, and I forgot why I'd been hiding from him in the first place.